Uh, yeah, sounds like you put a lot of thought into it.
Maybe maybe not thought, maybe prioritizing, because like the way
Mm,
I think is essentially like with the people, like I need to like discuss with people my plans,
mm-hmm,
but like I don't know how my plans affect them personally, because I don't
mm,
like interact with them a lot. So it's like,
mm.
why should you care about my plans? That's the missing information probably.
Yeah, go on.
That's I mean, I can like just keep looking at people and like asking
Mm-hmm,
myself, why am I not doing the same thing that that person is doing? Like, why just not copy what they are doing? Like, why not go
mm,
study? Why not just like work longer, like work harder, or like do this, do that, like basically try a lot of things. But like in the end, I just keep thinking, why does this feel like I'm not just feeling fulfilled or like happy? Because
mm-hmm,
I think essentially I keep finding myself in the same troubles, because I just don't know what really makes me happy or excited, or like
mm-hmm.
what do I want to wake up in the morning for. Like very cheesy stuff, but like really
Yeah.
something that I keep asking myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, feels like feeling happy is really important to you.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, tell me more.
Uh, okay. I mean, uh, it used to be that I thought like if I just follow my own dreams, like listen to myself, like do as I think I should do, I can like get it all together. But turns out it's not as easy as that is. Like it's more complicated, and
Mm-hmm,
like the more it gets complicated, the easier I want to make it. Like I hate that
mm-hmm,
it's like so complicated. I like just want to get get it done over with. Like but
mm-hmm,
like I need to like keep trying. Like it's just killing me that I have to keep trying, and
mm-hmm,
like the just putting so much effort into it and like not getting a much result in the return. It just I'm just it just makes me wonder like how much
mm-hmm,
full I need my cup to be. Like is
mm-hmm,
my cup like really not full enough for me to be satisfied? Like why
mm-hmm,
does it like take so much for me to be satisfied? Like
mm-hmm,
can I just not be like fulfilled by just being like grateful and like appreciative, and just smile more? I don't know.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's what I mean.
it seems like feeling grateful is really uh, essential to do what you do.
I mean, because I do think that if you just practice gratitude more often, you can like keep finding things that you will just be overwhelmed about. But it
Mm-hmm,
gives me this contradictory feeling. Like the more grateful you are, the more like you just stay in your lane and like don't push for more. But if you
mm-hmm,
push for more, it feels like it's almost like you've stopped being grateful for things that you were grateful for.
mm-hmm,
It's just I think I really don't want to be seen or perceived like I'm not grateful, because like it's I think it's really offensive to be seen like that.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Push for more. Could you talk more about that?
It's like if I ask for more, is that offensive? Like if I want more, is it offensive to ask for more? Like want more? Is it like breaking the expectation
Mm-hmm,
uh of a person of the kind of like great. If I were to be a grateful person who's like whelmed, then why
mm-hmm,
do I push for wanting more? Like that's like my essential question. I'm like,
mm-hmm,
why do you want more if you can like be satisfied with what you have? Like, if things can like go on their own way, happen
mm-hmm,
at their own time, and like if you just be more patient and like give it a time, it will be like, I mean, good things do happen at the right time. It's like it almost
mm-hmm,
feels like being impatient, like the factor of being like a young person, or
mm-hmm,
maybe a person who lives in like this day and age, when it's like it feels like in this day and age, you're not supposed to take no for an answer. Like you should
mm-hmm,
be like going after for more things. But at the same time, it's like maybe I'm just not like open for risk. It's like
mm-hmm.
I did one time probably take risk and then kind of not enjoy it. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's like I think being more risk oriented person is almost like a new priority, probably,
Mm-hmm.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you mentioned something about is asking someone for more a good thing or a bad thing or something like that.
Yeah, like if I ask for more, does that make me like a non-graceful person, or like
Mm,
do I seem like I'm like not satisfied with what I already have? Because it is more than like someone else could have. Like it's really like it's not little, like to have
mm-hmm,
something that not everyone else has. Just little things, small things. Like everyone has those small things.
mm-hmm. So when was the last time you felt offended when someone asked you something?
Specifically how?
If someone asked you something, hey, I think I want more of this, and you got offended, when was the last time that happened?
I I don't think that I felt offended when someone asked that of me. No,
No,
I
no,
don't
think
remember.
really hard because I'm sure there is.
Uh, oh,
You got really offended. So someone asks, hey, I think I want to like follow, I want a little bit more of this in my life. I want more happiness.
um,
When was the last time you really got really offended?
oh, I think I get it now. Yeah, like when I didn't want to be like closer. Like it was. I think it was long before. Like maybe a really long time ago. Because like I it was maybe when I was a teen.
Mm,
So I stopped hanging. I stopped just communicating better. I just distanced myself, and
mm-hmm,
the person just wanted more from friendship, like be to be like really close, to be like one on
mm,
one person. Like we should be together till we die. Like we should be always together. And I was like, I'm kind of sick of you. Like, can you just respect my
uh-huh,
space? Like, I kind of can't stand you a lot. And like, we do have a like history of up and down with that person. Like,
mm-hmm,
we know each other since we were like six. Like,
mm,
and like, it's a long time. Yeah, and it just really like bothered me that she's not like satisfied with what she has. Like, I thought
mm,
I gave you what I had, and now you want more of it, but I can give it to you. Like, yeah, I
mm,
do remember feeling offended about it way back then.
mm. Do you feel that has to do something with what you're feeling now when you're asking for more?
I'm not sure. I've never thought of it this way. Like,
Mm,
if I have ever felt offended about it, then did someone else feel offended about it? Like, did it create something inside of me? It, it could be yes, but it could be no. Like,
mm, mm,
because like you're putting me in a spot in where it's like if I give you the answer of no, but what I just said it makes the example for a yes. But I'm not sure.
I mean, when was the last time you got offended recently? Let's say.
And recently,
Because this happened when you were a teen, right? When we are a
yeah,
teen,
right,
we are like dumb people, you know.
yeah, yeah,
We're like
true.
cucumber back then. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
When was the last time you got offended recently?
Uh, recently, I have to. I can't give you an instant answer, but like recently, oh my God, I remember it. Yeah. It was like a year ago. Does it
Mm-hmm.
work?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Go
so
on.
yeah, I was like working really hard. I was like trying to be like as good as I can, like really putting it. But then so it was like in February, like there was a time where we as colleagues we like worked together for the same goal. And like it
Mm-hmm.
really put in a lot of work. Like I could tell it, my colleagues could tell it, but what I didn't realize is they were saying that I'm working a lot so that they could work less, and that
Oh.
made me feel really bad because they could like probably see that, oh, she enjoys compliment. If you just tell her she's working hard, she's gonna keep working hard, and we can like do nothing, but she'll do all the work and we'll get paid the same amount. But then when the months ended, new ones started, and everyone started like working for their own profits, people started working really hard. They like really showed me how much of a better worker than me they are,
Mm,
like how crazy good they are at this, and I felt so bad. I was like, you were actually capable of this all this time, but when things got personal, like when we were supposed to do all of this for like ourselves, like when this like when the competition started, you actually show your true face, and that felt really really I felt really resentful. Like I thought we
mm.
were working towards the same goal, but turns out it wasn't the thing. It
Oh,
wasn't like that. Yeah.
yeah, interesting. Sounds like that left a bad taste in your mouth.
It really did, yeah. It ruined my next relationships with my newer colleagues because I was like I didn't resolve it back then. I think I'm just
Mm,
even resolving it only now, and
uh-huh.
like I felt really bad. I did not expect myself to even be like able to feel that because like I was like thinking I can brush it off, but like I really didn't brush it off. It really did hurt me, and I started like being less friendly with people. I was like, why don't make quick friendships? Like make really make friends with people who like really go like test the time, test the time and all that.
Mm. So how does that
And
serve you?
oh, what do you mean? How did it serve me? Oh no, it served me bad. Like, it's
Oh,
like it's the worst decision probably I've ever made. Like, no, it's not. I don't think it's since since I was the only person who was like who came up with that decision like idea. Then I like take the responsibility for it. Like it
mm,
was my bad idea, so like I had to pay for my bad idea. Like the inability to be like more forgiving and like understanding. I don't know inability for what I'm like blaming myself for, but it served me bad. But I learned a lesson. But I also learned how to be like more picky with people. Like
mm,
it's maybe it's more of like a age thing. Like don't just trust blindly. Like really really pick people who you can like trust to like really test people maybe something like that. But
yeah.
yeah, that decision served me bad. Like I don't recommend it.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
learn to like maybe be smarter or like I don't know, just do not
Yeah.
follow what I did. It was it was a bad time for me basically.
Mm. Yeah, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. So do you feel like this has any connection to asking other people for more and then feeling like they might get offended or something?
Maybe, yeah, could be.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, could be, but could be. So when was the last time you wanted to ask something but you didn't ask because you thought, oh my god, they might get offended if I asked?
Well, I actually did get for what I wanted. If I When I asked for it, I just felt really bad because like so I asked for the position that's like a higher position, and like I was given to it, but I felt really bad because it felt like I didn't deserve it. Because like it felt like because I know my type, or I know OPS, and this person doesn't know me, and like by this kind of like luck, I'm like maybe like stepping up a little bit too early. Like I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not the right kind of person. I was like telling myself all of these things, but I was like, okay, I have this goal. I said to myself, I will do this. I asked for this. They are given to me. Like now I have to like the only thing to do is just to do it. And I did it poorly, but like I did it. But like I just felt bad for taking it from someone else who I thought deserved it better. But I thought maybe, yeah, that was basically how it was like I'm not the right kind of person for the position, but I'm asking for it. Like, what's wrong with
Hmm.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, feels like you have really high standards for yourself.
Mm, I wish I could name them. I wish I knew what were the standards. Like, what are those? Like, I know that Savior, like, if we speak in the OPS terms, like, then Savior DI has high standards for self. But like, I wish I could just name it. Like, these are my standards. Like, don't fall from this. I was like, I know, like,
Hmm.
I'm like speaking of them, but like, I don't know what they are. Like, exactly. Like, what is it? What is it that I'm not like allowing myself to like fail from or do or like Like I wish I could have it like in words, like in front of me and like in paper, like if not in my head or
Mm.
somewhere. Sure.
So it feels like you feels like you're not able to articulate your feelings that much.
Mm, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, tell
really,
me more.
really. I don't know what else to tell you. Yes, good questions.
No, 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 tell me more about that, where you felt like you wanted to see the high standards in front of you, but you didn't.
What high
Uh,
standards of what?
tell me more about the. You said you mentioned something like you have this really high standards or something like that. You might have, but you wish you could like see it and know, okay, these are my standards, but you don't know, right?
Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, could you tell me more about that?
Okay, so recently I've been trying to separate like feelings and thoughts. Like this is my
Mm,
masculine DE and this is my feminine DI. Like I'm really trying to like catch it in my head. And most of the times when I am successful with that, that I can tell that my feminine DI is just like it's just waiting. It's just in a
mm-hmm.
waiting mode. And masculine DE and so, like this grumpy old man. And I'm like, I'm just looking at that grumpy old man. I'm like,
Yeah.
can you update please, like please update, like this is so updated. Maybe I don't, because I don't use it as much, it feels old, like the information it holds,
Mm-hmm.
it feels outdated.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so but when I use it, it's so immature. Like I'm trying to make both of them, like both of them the same age. Like you are
Mm-hmm.
this age and you are this age and you should both be like aligning, like go hand in hand together. Like I'm trying to make them like like okay, so how do you get the color purple? You like get like blue and like red,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
I'm trying to do the same for them. Like I'm like people, like you two work together. Like that's what I'm trying to do in my head. I'm like, okay, if this is doing too much and like you need to like this, like if my
Mm-hmm.
left side is going off too much, like my right side
Yeah,
has to
yeah.
like take control of it. Like as the constant battle I try
Mm-hmm.
to do and like see in my head happening, and I'm like, I'm not sure how successful the outcome is. I can tell by the like by the looks on people's faces that the outcome is not successful. But I wish I could tell them that I'm trying. Like all I want to say to people that I'm trying, but then when the result is not good enough, I'm like, oh shit,
Mm-hmm.
then I must be not really trying. But I'm like, but I know I did try. Like I like
Yeah.
punished myself inside really hard for that or
Mm-hmm.
not.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just hard to believe your own words. That's what I'm trying to say. Like when your own words don't correlate with what people have to say, or like with
Mm-hmm.
what the results are. That puts me in a just depressive spot. That's what I'm trying
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like results is the metrics that you use to define efforts.
Oh, one
Yeah,
sec.
no problem.
Okay, you said results are what?
No, it sounds like you use results as a metric to judge efforts.
Oh, yeah, maybe it's because I grew up in a system where like I was told if you don't get straight A's, you're doing
Mm.
bad. And I never got straight A's. I got B's, C's, like B, C. I was like, I don't care if
Oh
I get
my
those A's, but they're
God, really?
well, yeah. If you if like basically what I was told is like if you're as a girl, you're not getting
Mm.
straight A's, you're doing bad. And I was like, didn't we give a shit about it? But like so I think I purposefully like got B's because I know like A could be great, but like I have B, like B is good enough. So like I don't care if
Mm.
I didn't get A. And that's why like basically all of my friends were actually like, if I did not get A, if I did not get 100%, it's not good enough. I'm like, chill, 80 is good enough. Like 75, it's okay.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and I'm like, I wish I also like was more competitive, like in that field. Like, okay, we can do this better. Maybe it would have served me good, but I always knew that like it's not if it doesn't matter, then why push so hard for it? I don't know. I
Mm-hmm.
lost your question. I think I
No,
lost
no.
the question.
Yeah. So, so did you put efforts, by the way, to get the B?
Oh yeah, sure. Like because I always started from like I didn't start from D, but I started from C, like minus
Mm,
C, and I knew that if I got B, I'd be good. I'd be good. But if I got A, it means I really like it. It means I like really love it. So when I got the B, I was like, I jumped out. Okay, this is good enough. I can stop trying. But
yeah,
when I
yeah,
got A, I was like, oh my god, what's going on? How did I get A? Like
yeah,
this must be really exhausting to keep up the game.
yeah, 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 yeah. Sounds like you put in a lot of effort in your studies, or at least holding up to your own values in that sense.
Because I was told that if I did that good, like people would get off me. I was like, okay, you want me to have good grades so that you can like get off me? I was like, okay, then I'll do it and then you'll get off me. Like that's the only thing
Mm,
why I did it. I really didn't do like the only time I was like really got interested like when chemistry just first started. I was like
mm-hmm,
I really didn't get it. So like um but but I think I really learned it because I liked it. So
mm.
I wish I could like know more about it, but like it's way too complicated.
So when was the last time you felt that? When you really liked doing something?
uh okay, so I was like I don't remember.
Yeah.
So wait. So I was like when COVID hit, everyone
Mm-hmm,
downloaded TikTok, right? So I was like
mm-hmm,
one of those people. I downloaded it even before COVID hit. Like so it hit like March, and I downloaded in like January or February, and I started just recording myself drawing, and like and I enjoyed it because it felt like there was no pressure. I just
mm,
enjoyed the absence of pressure, like the absence of pressure of like the measurement. There was no measurement of whether is it good or was it is it bad. Like I was the only person who could say whether it's good or bad or is it bad. I was like,
mm,
okay, this is like good enough for now. Like I did it for 2 hours. Like for 2 hours, this is good enough. Like okay, I can like this can like be I can now be over it with it. But the more I did it, the more like I guess like there was like the more you do something, there's like an
mm-hmm,
expectation to like grow in it, right? And I'm
mm,
like, I don't think I'm like growing in the right direction. Like I'm like I keep using the same like tools, the same like references. Like I need to like
mm,
up this game, but then I was like, this is like too much job. Like I liked it
mm.
way more when it was like simple enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like having no pressure is really important to you.
Uh, it's
No?
maybe. I'm not sure. Like it can be good. Like when something challenging happens to me, like I really enjoyed the challenge in the sense that it actually showed how much like progress can happen when challenge is present. But like deliberately, I don't know much people who would go after it. Maybe I'm just not that kind of person who goes after it deliberately. But like
Mm-hmm,
when I was in that position, I was like, okay, this is good. Like this is really useful. Like challenge is good. Like I'm
mm,
not against it. I know it's good, but it's like maybe I'm just not the kind of person who like embraces it just yet. Maybe I'm just like scared of it. Maybe I'm not sure.
scared of it?
Scared of the challenge, yeah.
Tell me more about that.
Okay. Um, so if I put myself in the challenging position and then like nothing comes out of it, um, then maybe I just don't know what part of myself I just want to challenge. Like, what's
Mm-hmm,
the best thing to do to challenge yourself? Do I like go swimming because I don't know how to swim, or do I keep drawing because like it's time to like uh be like more like
yeah.
more professional about it, like
Mm-hmm,
not as a hobby.
mm,
It is still a hobby, but like be more like wise-minded about it, like smarter about it. Or maybe do I just it's like do I throw myself in a bigger cooker or like smaller cooker? Like both are good answers, like both are good, but either way it's like it's just I don't know. I maybe I just want it to be complicated so that I can be like more dazzled about solving it, and if it's like not
Mm,
complicated enough, I can feel like disappointed or like bored, like, wait, why is it so simple, like why did I I'm trying to like understand what I'm like really after here. I think
mm,
challenge is good, but I don't know why I don't challenge myself. It's I don't know. Maybe I just don't have the spark yet. I just want to feel sparky because like really
mm.
passionate. I used to feel passionate about everything, but now I'm like passion is fake. Passion is not real.
Huh. Yeah, sounds like you really enjoy character building conflicts.
Character what?
It sounds like you really enjoy character building conflicts or challenges, something that builds up the character.
Oh, oh, I think that was a good advice that I got, like the character game over the status game, or what's it in a nutshell. But like, I think I really like the idea that if you are the kind of person who's like capable of doing something, then no matter what is the situation or like what may happen, like if
Mm-hmm.
something bad happens and you are like someone who's like capable to respond to it properly, then I think that's the kind of person I want to be. Like
Yeah,
someone
tell
who's
me
not
more about that.
oh my god. um, so basically you never know what can happen, right? Like that's the
Uh-huh.
beauty of life. Like it's always unexpected. It has its own like ways, and it's just it is as it is, as it is. And
Mm,
it's just I don't want to be like the weak kind of a person who like can't handle bad times, because I'm aware that bad times will happen without your permission, without your knowledge. Like they will just happen out of nowhere, and I don't want to be weak doing that. Like, and when it's like when times are like normal, like super super normal, I feel like universe does has its own ways, like its tests
mm-hmm.
or something like that. Like I hate to say it, but like it feels like universe is like outside of me, as but I'm like actually like also the part of the world, the universe.
Mm,
Like it's like scary to admit that you could be like part of the whole like chain reaction or the system. Like it
uh-huh.
feels like I'm like just an observer, just watching things happen. That's all as it feels. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So talk to me about that time when you were doing TikTok and you really loved it. But then what stopped you from doing it more?
Yeah, because I wasn't like doing it to like because I just realized I'm a boring person, and I'm like, okay, this is getting way too repetitive, and I need to maybe like just keep trying new things. And I'm like, okay, I just got okay. So basically, all I draw is just people. And I'm like, why do I keep drawing people? Like, why do I not draw like turtles or like dresses or like cats? But like,
Mm,
all I draw is people. Then I'm like, I just got bored. But I know that if I get back to it, then I have to like upgrade it, and I don't want to upgrade it, but I know I have to. Yeah, that's it. It's like it can make me happy again, but it feels like I need to try something new. And like if it's gonna be new, then it needs to be upgraded. It's just really all about time management. Like I'm like, do I put
mm-hmm.
20-minute time limit to this, or do I just keep doing it until I'm like bored of it? Like, do I give it 20-minute timeline or like 2-minute timeline? It's
Mm-hmm.
like limiting self for the purpose of being like more balanced in every area. Is like I know I'm supposed to do it, but it's like eh. Okay, this is the part I'm not really proud about saying, because like
Uh-huh.
you're supposed to do it, but you're not doing it. Then why aren't you doing it?
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me more about that because that's really interesting, right? Because you're trying to put this weird pressure on yourself that you don't even know the answer to, you know.
Hmm, that's a good way to word it. Um, It's like, you know, that if you took better care of your like health, you would feel better, right? But you still want
Mm-hmm.
to like eat like popcorn or like chocolate or like junk food. It
Mm-hmm.
feels the same. Like if I just did those like simple things that would like improve just a little bit the quality of life, just made me feel proud for being like, you know, more consistent, then I'd be just happy for like looking at my results. I recently I've been I've I've been happy for just like, you know, looking at the checklist and like completing some things on the checklist just for the sake of completing it, because I'm like, oh yes, at least something is complete. 'Cause, like
Mm,
if it's not complete, I'm like, what am I doing?
yeah. Yeah. Sounds like seeing results is really makes you feel good.
Yeah, yeah, maybe, most likely.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me more about that.
Uh, I think it's just like I'm not sure if every energy dump relates to this, but like maybe it's
Mm-hmm.
also an energy dump thing. Like if this is done, this is complete, then I can relax finally. Because like if it's not done, if
Mm-hmm.
it's not complete, then I'm not relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So,
like
mm-hmm.
yeah,
Go on.
yeah. I keep saying,
No. So, when was the last time when you did something without any expectation of a result and then felt good about it?
oh, I don't know. Without any expectation of a result. Any expectation of a result. Eh, I don't know. Like I don't know. Uh, Maybe you have an answer, like not an answer, but an example. Like, did you have something somewhere?
Uh, uh, I
Like, can you
mean,
give me an example?
what I'm doing now, I don't have any expectation for like any certain result, but I just like talking to people.
Oh, okay, I got it. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, so you mean when was the last time I was open-minded about something?
Yeah,
No?
because the predicament that I feel you're dealing with is that you enjoy seeing results, right?
Yeah.
But then you also enjoy being free from have the expectation of the other people wanting you to have a certain result.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you try something like the TikTok, so you try doing the TikTok, but what's happening is it's not challenging enough, and it's not, either the challenge is either too hard or it is not fulfilling enough, is what I'm understanding.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really trying to understand what do you enjoy exactly. Okay, so when was the last time did you set like a goal, like a checklist, and really enjoyed that?
Um, yeah, I think it's yeah, I think I do. Like but it's a weird one. I have that one, but it's
Hmm.
really a weird one, so I'd rather not say it. But
Okay,
let's
okay.
just tell me let me for the sake of like the conversation, I will say like yes, there was that time when I enjoyed it. It's just I don't want to name it. It's too
Yeah,
weird.
that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's, so mm, so what's stopping you from just setting a checklist and then hitting it?
Because it feels not fulfilling enough. Like I really
Mm-hmm.
want more results.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, yeah. It feels like if it's not like if I just do it enough times, I will get eventually somewhere. But like it feels like oh maybe it feels like the gratifications should instantly come. Maybe it's like not enough patience,
Mm.
you know? It,
So how are you deciding the results exactly?
if the outside world wants to ping me on something, then it means that the results are good. But if I just do it, and there's no pinging, like there's no one from the outside world who's like, "Hey, I saw you do this. You're doing it good." I'm like, "Oh, really?"
Mm.
Or maybe if someone tells me that this is happening and they see it happening, then it's a sign of a progress. But if I do it on my own when like no one can see it, and like then I can't determine whether it's a progress or not. It's like it's just me doing it. That's it. That's how it
Yeah.
feels.
Yeah, sounds like other people's excitement is really important for you.
Other people's excitement. Um, I never worded it that way, but maybe other people's feedback would
Okay.
be
Yeah, yeah.
better. Like, cause I do depend on their feedback. Like, if their feedback is good or bad, like I can brush it off like easily. Like, okay, your feedback is bad. Okay, I don't care. But your feedback
Mm.
is good. Oh, you're just you just want to make me feel good. That doesn't matter either. But like, it's just I do pay attention to it. I wouldn't say I don't pay attention to it.
Mm. So tell me more about that. Sounds like you really value their feedback.
Because I think internally I've set up in my head the opinion that people tell you things because they really mean it. People don't tell things that they don't mean, so you should pay attention to that. So when people, I, I'm not a good. Well, okay, so I'm not the best listener. I know there are like people who listen better than me, but like I can listen to people. So when they're giving good advices, I'm like listening. I'm like, okay, this is like tried and true. Like this is coming from someone who has been out there or like or whatever. Like well, I'm not saying all of the time it's like I successfully take in the advice, but like I know if the advice is coming, it's probably coming from a good place. Like no one will reach out to you to say something like really that they don't really mean. It's
Mm.
what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah. Sounds like your excitement is dependent on other people's feedback.
Yeah, that can be true. Yeah, it's like it feels like if I say it, this is how it is, then I'm probably lying because what do I know? I'm just one person. Like it's just my opinion. Like it's not like it's just one person. How can it like overshadow or overvalue or overdo other people's opinions because it's just one opinion, like
Mm.
one opinion or two opinions. Like there's just the the qua if you just count it, it's like there's like more things going on between two people who can like how there's an example when like if you put the like three monkeys in a cage and if one monkey is like way too powerful, then the other two monkeys will like power up to like throw the third monkey over because like
Yeah,
he's taking up too much space and too much power. It feels kind of like that. Like you kind of have to like be with. I mean, it's just kind of like that. Sounds like that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, when was the when was the last time you ganged up with someone to take down the more powerful person or something?
Oh, okay. So I think it was like I think I usually am the person who waits for that opportunity because I'm like, because I
Mm.
know if I just say something, no one will listen to me. So I wait for the other person to be like, okay, I can say it too. I'm like, you too? Hey, there's two of us. Like we can see it. Like we're not
Yeah,
lying. This is true. This is real. This is happening. This like we have nothing against the person. We're just like by the numbers, like two against one, who wins?
yeah,
Two people who just met each other are not trying to tell the lie purposefully to like get the third person down. It's just two people happen to be seeing the same thing at the same time and they're like, okay buddies, like thanks, you're helping me out here because we're like seeing the same thing.
yeah. Interesting. So, so what is it that you're really trying to like puzzle right now?
What I'm trying to process.
Yeah, yeah, not process like you, because the conversation started out with saying you wanted to find something that you're passionate about, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I think I'm just not trusting my old ways. Like I think I just used to like really trust to passion. Like I thought it was like if you have the passion for something, you're gonna be good. Like you just need to really find it. But like these days, I'm like really not into that. I'm like, I don't think passion is always like useful or handy. Like it's just it's kind of dangerous in my opinion. Like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that's what I learned, I think.
So tell me more about that. So you mentioned dangerous.
Yeah. Wait, so basically, uh, when people like before, when people try to like give, well, again about the good advices, they're like, okay, I think you are capable of doing this instead of this. Like, I think this is where you fit in more. And I'm like, nope, I don't like it. I want this one. I don't care about your opinion. I want it this way. This is what I want for myself. I know better. Like no one can know what I want for myself better than myself, right? So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is like that way I cannot be wrong. Oh boy, I was so wrong. I was like,
Really?
I should have just not go went all in on that. And like I was called out by my friends a lot for being that kind of person. They're like, you're just way too stubborn. I'm like, so what? Like being stubborn is not a bad thing, but like you're like impossible to reason with. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, or something like that. Yeah, they were like, yeah, basically the stubbornness. It was like both good and bad because like the broken clock can be right twice a day, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it can show the right time twice a day. So when my stubbornness worked, it worked. When it didn't work, I didn't care. I was like, okay, I can just keep being stubborn. And yeah, uh, I'm just learning to balance the stubbornness and the flowiness, like being like less stubborn. Because apparently I'm very stubborn. Like when I want something, like you can't like talk me out of it. I'm like, I'm doing this. Don't tell me not to do this.
Mm-hmm. So because you were stubborn, you felt it was dangerous.
Yeah, because that's the number one thing, number one feedback I got. It was like, you don't listen, you're stubborn, you do what you decide for yourself and all this stuff. And I'm just like, I just don't want to hear that feedback anymore. I don't want to hear that I'm stubborn anymore. Because like now I started associating it with some negativity. I'm like, it feels like being stubborn is in general not a good idea.
Yeah, sounds like that feedback really hurt you.
Yeah, it did. I was like, the tribe didn't agree with what I want. That hurts me. Yeah, of course it's gonna hurt you if you're in the like if you're like me, I would say. But I think I can get over it. Like it's not a big deal. Like uh, I mean, if I brought it right now, it's probably is a
Mhm.
big deal inside. But like now that I'm talking about it, I think it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it sounds like it's like there's like a almost you're trying to like balance this the feedback you're getting from other people and actually what you want to do. And if the feedback is too painful, but you still want to do it, you kind of like not do it.
Yeah,
But
probably.
if you do a lot and get no feedback, then also you not do it.
Oh my god, that's so good. Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah, I think that is it. Like if I get no fee, yeah, it's like I'm so happy this is being recorded because I want to rewatch that moment.
Yeah, tell me more about that. What's going on in your head?
I'm trying to pick some more words to explain it, but like
Mhm.
it's happening very slow. By the way, I'm so sorry if I
No,
speak very slow because I'm like I'm aware of it that it's very slow. Yeah,
no.
but the practice makes it better. You're a good listener. Yeah. So am I like supposed to then do it without any feedback? Is that the right conclusion?
I don't know. You tell me. Like, what's going on in your head? What do you feel?
Uh, it feels like if I'm just being left on my own, it's gonna be a bad idea. Like I was talking about it like maybe a couple days ago to my friend, and I told him like I actually don't want to live alone because like I feel like if there's no one who can like knock on the door, like it happened just like I don't know, maybe 20 minutes ago, and like ask me a question or like tell me that like what I told him was like, if there's no one in the house who can like knock on the door and tell me I'm being an idiot, then I can like then I can't live on my own. Like I really
Mm.
need someone to knock on the door and tell me I'm being an idiot. Like I really need it.
Mm-hmm. Really need it? Really need it?
I don't know how can I do it on my own, honestly. I'm like, it's just me. Well, how can one person do it on its own? You know, like there's I mean, I know it's possible, but it's not necessarily the way I want it to be.
Mm-hmm. So what stops you from doing it on your own?
I don't want the kind of feedback to be, I've told you so, you shouldn't have done it. I don't want that feedback. I want the good positive feedback.
Yeah, sounds like your state of being is really dependent on the people's feedback around you.
Because they must be right. They must be seeing something that I'm not seeing. You know, it's like it's how it is. Like people watch you, people see you. I mean, even now, like in this
Yeah.
conversation, like you can see what I'm not seeing. Like this is good, isn't it? Like if I did it on my own and like didn't come to you, like wouldn't I be like left on my own with my oh my god, what should I do? Should I talk to people? Should I not? Like at least this happens with that kind of mindset. You know?
Mm-hmm. So tell me, so how big of a number is a big enough number? So if one other person come to you, would that still be, so how many people would have to give you feedback until it has to be like a substantial enough for you to like take notice? Like what, like
Oh,
what number? So if let's say if I came and say, yeah, Mira, this isn't working. So is that you're like, because it's just me, I could be wrong, because if you're wrong and if you can't see yourself, what makes you think I could see you? It's just me. Like I could be
okay.
dumb.
I have an example. So I was presenting my project, and I was in a room full of people, and I was like watching people's reactions to my project, and I was tracking everything that was happening, like unconsciously, I think. But looking back, I think every time people didn't say anything, it made me feel bad. I was like, say something, like don't just look at it and say nothing. But when
Mm,
someone finally said something, it felt bad. Like I was like, oh my god, this is bad. Like how could I like how could I
mm,
just let it happen? So like if it's uh if it's in a room, like if there are people like okay, so there were like 4 plus 3 plus like 2, how much is it? 4 plus 3 plus 2.
it's like a 449.
Yeah, it's like in a room of 10 people, if 9 people are not saying anything, I feel bad. I'm like, why aren't you saying anything? Say something.
Mm.
But when that one person who was the most qualified to say something said it, I was like, oh my god, this is bad. I was like, yeah, I agree with you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah. So if it's the number, I'm not sure if it's about the number, but like maybe 9, maybe 10, maybe I'm not sure.
Like 9, 10 people. So you need to do something where you only get positive feedback from 9, 10 people
Yeah,
for you to like
probably.
feel excited about something and keep doing it.
Seems like that's true. Yeah.
Mhm. Do you feel you would get that kind of feedback when you're first starting out doing something?
Uh, yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Go on, tell me more. So, so let's say, so what's calling you right now that you really felt, what I really wanted to do, but if I only get those 10 people to like watch the show and then keep giving their feedback, then I would feel motivated enough to keep doing it. Do you have something like that?
It's not like a show, but that's the question. Like I don't know what it is. Like I would do it if
Uh-huh.
I knew what it is. Like I'm looking at the things and I'm like, okay, what's next? Like I'm like, do I just happen something that's gonna be next, or do I just wait for something next to like come find me? Like I think I just feel like I'm in that elevator's waiting room, and like I'm just I'm like, okay, I don't want to be in this waiting room anymore because like this is like getting so boring at this point that I just don't want to keep waiting. It feels like that.
Mm, yeah. Sounds like you spent a lot of time waiting.
Yeah. Do you know like Antoine and like Alexa?
No.
And so uh I it was like Antoine's analogy. So he basically came out with an analogy to like consume, save your consume, like being in a waiting room. And like I think I really like that analogy, and I'm like, okay, this really feels like I'm in a waiting room. It's like that's just it.
What are you waiting for?
Um, I think also Shen says that we think that life is supposed to happen to us, but it's we who make life happen. I'm also like waiting for life to happen. This is I'm like, okay, if when something is happening, then I should act. If nothing is happening, then like I can chill. Something like that.
So something. So how would you know if something is even happening?
Cause I see it happening. Cause like you can tell when something is happening. Like, right? Like, it's like you watch those medical shows. Like when
Uh
someone says, "Oh, it's a quiet day," and all of a sudden, a
huh.
lot of injured people like come in, and they're like, "This is the last time I say those words," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, am I allowed to say like nothing is happening?" Because all of a sudden, a lot of like things can happen.
That is dependent on you. You feel
On what?
that's dependent on your actions. You mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So interesting. So apart from the TikTok thing, what other things do you do that you really enjoy that put you in that state of, at least initially, you really like that enjoy the initial phase of TikTok?
I stopped paying attention to that because like I don't trust that area of my mind, of my brain, because I'm like, okay, this when I did this last time, it brought me a lot of trouble. Maybe not pay attention to that, but then I know that I'm like obligated to like make myself happy, as you said. I'm like, okay, if I don't make myself happy, then how is it gonna happen? Like I'm like, okay, maybe if I just stopped caring about being happy and just do it, maybe something will like come out of this. But I don't know. I just keep giving myself too much headache, and I think I
Mm.
give you a lot of headache too.
Me?
Yeah.
No, this is what I like to do. So
Okay.
yeah. No, it's like I feel there should be a healthy balance between what you find to be happy and what other people also value, you know.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah, I think the more I go into extremes, the more I realize it's not like one answer. It's like
Mm.
keep searching for different answers, different solutions.
Yeah, but I think there should be like a healthy mix.
Yeah.
However, I feel you really value other people's feedback, positive and especially the negative. Yeah. So if you're constantly being drowned by other people's opinions, how could you even see yourself at that point? I mean, wouldn't you always be in the waiting room in that sense? Because your state of being is now dependent on other people's actions, which you have no control over.
Mhm.
Like it's like waiting for a rainy day to. It's like if I said, oh, every time it rains I will do something nice, and we'll like spend we could like spend many days waiting for a rainy day, and it will come by here and there, but it's not going to rain every day 24/7, 365 years a day. So what's going to like motivate you to do on the sunny days or during spring?
Oh, okay, I see. Uh, uh, you ask hard questions.
Okay.
I wish I could give an answer, but I know that I really have to think about it. Like really get to think about it. Like it's really good. Like how you say like waiting for the rainy days, but then what are you gonna do on a sunny day? Like if I spent my time like waiting for the rainy days, then what am I gonna do with my sunny days? Like, yeah, that's a good one. Uh, mm, you can ask me another question because I don't know how to
Yeah.
answer this one.
Okay. Okay, that's nice. Uh, you said you did something and your friend said you were stubborn, right? What was it that you were doing? Like, what was it that you were following with passion, but where you became so stubborn?
um, oh, so basically, we were given like a task to like draw the design of something, like not of something of like a building, and I was trying to like really come up with the idea from my head. Like I was trying to be into like more like
Mm-hmm.
be original, I guess. But like they were like just looking at the existing ones and like giving the same ones, and I was like, but I want it to be new. I want it to be like my personal idea, like on all that. But they were like, just get it done with, like get it over with. You're gonna get a bad mark. You're gonna get a bad grade and all that. And I was like, I don't care about the bad mark. I don't care about the bad grade. I
Mm-hmm.
want it to like be something that I've spent good amount of time on. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
so. I don't think that she ended up being wrong, but like at the time I was like, but this is how I want it. Like I want it to be like this. And eventually, like at my end goal, maybe I succeeded it, but it would have been better if I just maybe like just took the advice and was like, okay, you can do it. Like no big deal. I can like be less of a favorite blankie this over that person.
Interesting. Sounds like creativity is really important to you.
I'm not really that creative. Like there are people who are more creative than me, but like I would appreciate learning to be one. Like I
Mm-hmm.
think it's just interesting.
So originality is it? So something needs to be unique for you to value.
Mm. It's just if it already exists, then it feels boring. Like why make it repeat itself again? Why not go
Yeah.
for something that can like be more challenging? But then again, challenges. Oh my god.
So you like more abstract kind of art rather than the realism.
Um, I don't spend a lot of time on like classifying which art I like. It's just whatever I happen to create and find pretty, I guess that's what I appreciate. I mean,
It,
talent is talent. You can't like call people who are doing good with whatever kind of art they're doing bad. It's just I'm like, I just want it to be pretty. It's just literally that simple. If I don't find it pretty, I don't know how to deal with it.
mm, yeah, sounds like things being pretty is really important to you.
It is actually, yeah. It's kind of shallow, but it's true.
It's fine. Tell me more about that.
Um, okay, so uh, I I believe that things like outside of me, like just the way they appear, they can like influence me and like in a way that of how I feel. So if they make me feel bad about it, then I don't want to be around it. So like I
Mm,
want it to be good so that I can feel good. That's it. That's like so simple.
mm-hmm.
Like I don't want to when I look at it and I if I feel like I want to close my eyes, then I want to run away from it as far as I can because like
Yeah,
I don't want to be around things that make me feel bad.
yeah. Mm, so what pretty things? What's the last pretty thing that you bought?
Well, today me and my mom, we bought a clock.
Uh-huh.
It's really good.
Eh,
It's like it's interesting. Yeah.
it's a pretty clock. That's nice. You like it? You like looking at it?
Um, I like the shape of it. I like that it has a like I don't know the translation of it, but like it's like this thing that it hangs on.
Mm-hmm.
It's a rope. Like yeah,
Yeah.
it's hanging
Oh, it's like a.
on a rope. Yeah, and it's like
Okay, okay.
the shape of it is like like rhomb-like shape, and I'm like, oh, it's like it's. I just find it interesting. Yeah.
So if
That's
so, let's say if 10 people come to your house and look at that clock and say, that's not a pretty clock. So that clock stop being pretty.
now.
Are you sure?
I can think about it, but I really like it.
Yeah, yeah. You like it. Yeah. So you find it pretty. That's fine.
Uh-huh.
But if like 10 people don't find it pretty, you know, then what? The 10 people that walk into your house, I mean, the first 10 people, they're like, nah, it's not good.
Oh, I'm gonna be like, are you kidding me? Is this true? Why are you saying these things? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably gonna be my reaction. I'm like, do you even have taste?
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. So, yeah, they might have bad taste, you know, they could be accountants that's coming into your house. So, yeah, they might not appreciate a good clock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there are things in your life where it's not that influenced by tribes opinion, you might say. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you make pretty things and if you find them pretty, so would you really need the feedback of the tribe?
No. No, I guess not.
Okay. No, really think about it because it could be true. Maybe the pretty thing could just suddenly stop being pretty, you know?
Yeah, I think I get what you did there. I think if if things are just not meeting my own standards that I find to be good enough, then when people come in and say that it's not good enough, I agree with them because actually I'm agreeing with my own standard. So I have to work hard enough for my own standard to it to be good enough for my own standard. So then I have to stop asking other people if it's good enough. So for me to like not depend on their feedback. Is that what
Mm.
you mean?
Yeah.
No?
Is that what resonates with you?
Kinda at this moment.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever resonates, you know? Yeah, that's really interesting. So tell me, so what kind of art do you draw generally, man? Like what kind of things do you find pretty?
Oh, recently,
Hmm.
so out of nowhere, I think Enneagram started being more popular. Did you know
Yeah,
this?
yeah,
No?
yeah. Yeah, I know.
And people started creating collages to get typed, and I was like, and
Oh, so
one of my
okay.
friend, one of my
I
friend
know.
was like,
So you're
you
you're
know
on
where
the
this is going.
yeah, the Discord server, right? They call
Yeah,
it the yeah, yeah, that's fine. I know about it, yeah.
yeah, and one of my friends said, I'm looking forward to yours, and I'm like, okay, I can try it. So I started like, I looked up all of my saved pictures on the Pinterest, and I created one, and I was like, okay, here I did it. I don't care like what it means. Like
You don't
I just
care?
like it. Uh, no, initially I didn't care because I didn't know I was being trapped into being typed. I was
Uh
like, not trapped. It was just like a suggestion, like do this, like let's do this. I'm like, okay, cool. I think I worded that bad, and people were like, oh, do you really like so much glitter? I'm like, what's wrong with glitter? Like glitter is pretty. And they're like, glitter? And I'm like, yeah, glitter. They're like, and what other people said it was like, space or like um dancing under the moon or and something like really meaningful. And I'm over here like, I like pizza, I like glitter, I like jeans, I like this, like very physical stuff. And people are like, okay. And I'm like, was I supposed to like be better than this? Like, what's wrong with glitter?
yeah. So
That's
I
it.
mean, did you stop liking glitter after that?
No, it's still pretty. It's still great. Like if you don't like glitter, you're missing out.
Yeah, I mean, I can say that. Yeah, there are a lot of pretty art with glitter. But did you like the process of creating that mood board? Curating almost.
I did it so much that I'm like almost sick of it. I'm like, I did it like 20 times, I think. I'm like, okay, like I can take a break for now.
Mhm. Yeah, that's nice. So did you enjoy the process?
um, Process is fine, yeah. It's good. Yeah.
So what did you really like about it that motivated you to do it 20 times?
So I was uh I was like trying to gather from other people what they like. So like when I sent them my interpretation of what they like, one someone would be like, "Oh, actually, they like this," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I see it." So like seeing things from their perspective was interesting. Oh, you like opera, or like, oh, you like butterflies, or something like you like clean pictures, or it was interesting to see it from like to just try it from a different perspective, because like when I sent it from my own perspective, I was like, okay, this is obvious, like I know what this is. But
Yeah.
then when I tried to like recreate it, like make it from their point of view, that was challenging
Hmm.
again. Yeah.
So what did you enjoy about the process?
Mm. The feedback. Yeah, that's true.
Hmm. So,
But
but did you like collecting pretty things at all, or was it, or were you just collecting stuff to get a good feedback?
uh, uh, okay, so I when I did it first, I did it without any like background opinion. But when I like went into doing it, now that I know that people are like have expectations, I was like, oh shit, what do I choose? What's gonna work?
Mm,
Now I don't do it anymore because it feels like, oh my god, there's
there's
like
too much expectation.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like but so at any point of this process, did you like stop finding things pretty, or is it just you stopped doing it because the expectation is just unrealistic?
The expectation is not unrealistic, but it's bothering me. So yeah, the second part. I did not stop finding it pretty. It's just I started finding it bothering that other people have something to say about it. I'm like, this is just a picture. Like, get over it, people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sounds like you really value their feedback.
Uh, like, I'm not. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. How does that serve you?
Seems like it doesn't serve me well. I mean, I can't
No,
say
it
for
does
every
serve you
time.
somehow, you know.
Yeah, it does serve me somehow, but like I wish I could like have some power to myself. From like I wish I could just have some kind of power, because like a lot of times I just feel like I have no power in anything. I'm like looking for it. I'm like, what's my impact? What's like like how Tom Bilyeu is like famously known for being like having the podcast a
Yeah,
power of impact, and I'm like, okay, like my impact is I have no answer.
yeah. Interesting impact. Yeah, but the thing is, it's pretty interesting that you just said that. Yeah, but what I really wanted to ask is, like, what? So the task was to curate pretty pictures, right? Because I did it as well. Because one of the person in that server is actually my friend as well, and they made me also do that
Wait,
mood
wait,
board thing.
wait. We're not talking about the same server.
No, the Discord server, right, where they did Enneagram and they have like an OP channel and stuff, right? They have like an, I think
Oh,
it's called Sunny or something.
oh
So,
yeah, 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 right.
so is
Yeah,
that the server you're talking about?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I also meant. So another person from that server, they're actually my friend as well. So they made me also do the mood board thing and
Uh-huh.
curate like this pretty pictures thing, you know. So I actually saw through like a couple of mood boards there in that server.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's nothing. I didn't personally find anything worth. Like, it's not like they had. It's interesting. It's interesting to see because everybody's taste was so different. I didn't like anybody's mood board personally. So I don't know. But here's the thing. Wouldn't it be weird if everybody liked what you did?
It's it's not about like or dislike. It's just what is it that people are gonna say? It's like what is it? Like just tell me the what. Like it just feels like people are just undersaying, like that's how I feel. Maybe I'm just
Yeah.
projecting because I'm a blessed class, and I'm like, you also must be undersaying something because I feel like I'm always undersaying something.
Mm. So you're saying so you feel like they're not saying enough about your curation.
No, it's not. It's not that. It's just
Okay.
I constantly feel like when I'm in the room, I'm like it's like it's like I'm like, I know you have to say something, but you're not saying it. And it pisses me off. That's it. Even when you're like looking at this and making me talk, I'm like, why aren't you talking? Like you're
Oh.
supposed to be talking more.
In in my head, here's what I'm actually thinking, right?
Mhm.
You might be so you might here's what I'm actually thinking. I'm actually not thinking anything. I'm just like curious to like know where this is going. That's it. As I said. That's why I have like nothing to add. So because how can I add something when I have nothing to add? Like no many people they don't often think about trying to add something to another person's life, you know. Then most people are just caught up in their own problems. So only very occasionally they go out of their way to like actually do something or give a feedback or give something in like a very meaningful way, you know. It takes a lot of effort from a person, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
most people normally, especially in a Discord server, I don't think anybody is like would be like passionately saying, okay, this is like Mira's post. I'm gonna like analyze this and then have an opinion of this and then like share it. No, I don't think.
Okay, I see.
No, but it's fine if but it's fine the predicament that you're in. It's like you like doing something and you can only but the problem is you can only do it so much until you now need like the tribe feedback, right? Now if the tribe feedback is like negative, then you're like, oh, I might as well not do it then.
Oh yeah, I've been thinking about it from like just the uh, I've been thinking about maybe it's just I am not training myself to handle the negative feelings, maybe.
Mm.
Like if I just train myself to be okay with like the negativity at all, like be like if the negative conversation of any kind is being held, I'm just running because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to like get upset because of it. I'm like, nope, thanks, I'm leaving. But if I was like more able to handle the negativity of something, of anything, I'd be like, I can say I don't care. I can do it. I think it's just it is maybe I'm just really addicted to positivity. Like this has to be positive. This has to be good. There has to be a good outcome. It has to be good, basically.
How does that serve you?
uh, apparently, it keeps me. It gives me like a positive mindset to be like a positive. I'm not a positive person, but like when I'm down, I can like give myself some kind of a good attitude in the sense of okay, like get over yourself. But when I just keep looking for it to be the priority, it's hard for the other person to like not be allowed to have a bad day or like be in a bad mood or like have a bad opinion or just be just not obligated for like good or to be good or just be perfect. I'm like it's almost like I'm putting the obligation on the other person to be good so like I can feel good. Like something like that.
Mm. Yeah, sounds like your state of being is really dependent on other people's feedback.
So is it like something that I can like stop from happening or do I need no don't need to stop it from happening?
Do you want it to stop it from? Do you want to like?
Mm, I don't know.
I
It's like
mean,
if this is like not normal, if it's not okay, if it's damaging, if it's the cause of all the problems, then why not stop it? But if there's something to squeeze out of it for the better good, then I can
yeah,
use it.
yeah. I think that really comes down to what you actually want from life, right?
Mm,
If you wanted to live a life, let's say with pretty things, and you really wanted to be someone who is like an artist almost, creating like pretty things that a certain niche really, really likes. Of course, not everybody is gonna like it, you know,
Mhm.
but certain people are gonna really like your work.
Oh,
And
I see.
yeah, but if you want something like that, you know, then you gotta like escape the, then it would make sense to keep keep doing things that you think are pretty, even if the tribe feedback, if you value doing pretty things more in that sense, then even when the tribe feedback is negative, even when there's a sunny day, you know, it still motivate you to like do
Okay,
pretty.
don't think that I had a
No,
bad
no, no,
experience on that server. No, I
no,
love that
no,
server. That server is my home.
no, no, it's fine. I don't know anybody that's so. No, but I'm just saying it has nothing to do with the server. I'm saying even in that office or even with your friends group, the same pattern, right? So there's a
Mhm.
predicament, right? You like doing something, but it needs to be something that your immediate vicinity of the tribe, that people that you know have a positive feedback with, right?
Mhm.
But if they're giving you negative feedback, and if you're not, and if you find pretty but you're still getting negative feedback, then it's like, then you don't
Then
feel
I don't.
motivated enough, so then it stops. So if it like stops here, you never like go there if your destination is up there, you know.
Mhm.
And uh, and really imagine how boring the world would be if everybody just thought your things was pretty. Imagine how
Yeah,
boring the world
true.
would be if everyone just thought your things are positive.
Yeah, true. That that was that was great. I liked it. Thanks.
Yeah. So yeah, so it really comes down to you, like, so what kind of stuff do you find pretty? Like, what do you do, like artist, you said?
Oh no,
So,
so I'm like so done with this. I was
oh,
like,
art,
it's
okay.
yeah. I'm like, it's. Uh, I mean, I like it, but I'm not trying to
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
doing it. Yeah,
that's
but
fine.
but the advice overall was good. Really, like I see it. It's like if I find it good enough, then no matter the feedback, then I can keep doing it.
Yeah, but
I
what do
think.
you define as good enough, you know?
Yeah. So what I find good enough is, oh no, that's what people agree with. Yeah. Like
So
it's like if there's like no feedback, then it means it's perfect. It means you can stop like doing it. But if feedback keeps coming, it means like you have to keep doing it. You have to keep perfecting it. It has to be
mm,
better. There's like no end for perfection, and I'm like, oh god.
sounds like the feedback almost gives you a reason to grow and to
Mm,
improve.
mm, most likely, yeah. Because if I just told it to myself, I mean, it's not like I don't do it. I can look at something and say, huh, this is good enough. I'm fine. I don't need to ask anyone if this is good enough. Like those things can happen. Like it does happen. It's just if it happens way too often, then it's bad.
But aren't they giving feedback so that you can improve?
Mm,
Isn't
but
that
you just
that?
said that.
Mhm, go
But
on.
you just said that not everyone is like looking at stuff and going like, "Oh my god, I have to like really passionately like process it." They could like really say it out of like the obligation to say something, and they could like really not mean it, and you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, they meant this," and they're like, "No, I didn't mean it."
Yeah, but either way, you know, even if they're really passionate about it, or if they're not so passionate about it, isn't the intent of giving a feedback so that you improve on it, improve on whatever, if you find value in it?
I feel like I made myself sound like I'm some kind of a obsessed person with
No, no,
with self improvement or something like that. I don't
no,
know how it's not,
no,
but like honestly, this is like not that important. Like I
no, yeah.
know I know like how this is, like important, but I can also see that this is not important. Like now that I've like spent like how much time is it? Like half an hour? Now that I've spent like
Yeah.
half an hour almost like ranting about it, I'm like, you know what? You can stop worrying about it. Like your problem is solved. Like move on. Like I feel like I'm like I've had enough of my self talk.
So you're moving on to what exactly?
Mm, uh, I think the question of what do I define as good enough is good because like I really want to define my standards to the point where I can like stop myself from I can create the kind of stability where I know that it's good enough. Like I really want that to happen. Like when I look at something and I think this is not good enough or like I need someone else to like come in and help me out and like fix it for me. I really gotta figure out what is like really good enough because I can tell to anything good enough just because I'm lazy because I don't want to work on it, so I'm gonna say it's good enough. But no, I have to like make it actually be a certain like
Mm,
place where I cannot jump out of it. Like I cannot say, oh, this is not good enough. So if no one comes in and tells me something, then I'm good. I need to like actually stop creating that chain of like someone having to come in and point it me out so like I can see it on first myself so that I can stop being so dependent on other people's point of view of whether it is good enough, I think.
so when you create those principles, would that principles be volatile, or would it be volatile depending on the tribe feedback, or would it be something that would be set in stone almost? Like,
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't want to make this complicated. I just want
uh,
it to be simple. Like, I just really want it to be simple because if I complicate it, then I'm gonna be stuck on it for like hours and hours, and I'm like, I don't want to make something that is like quickly solvable be like my forever problem where I have to drag in everyone in so that everyone has to collectively get me out of my paper bag or something like that. I'm like, okay, I want to like solve it and move on, like be done with this basically.
so how would you know when you're done with it?
Because I can like physically see it. Like if it's physically in front of my eyes and it's done, then I can be done with it.
Okay. Uh, okay. That sounds really nice. So does does this help you in something, like this realization? I think that's a pretty good step forward, from.
Yeah, I really got some good feedback. I did not want to say it, but it's true. It was a good feedback.
Yeah, it's fine. So how did you find this conversation valuable?
Because I could talk and I could really say something that bothered me and you wouldn't like interrupt or something and give me quick solutions and I'm like, can you just listen?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just you're like that's it. I just maybe I just really needed someone to listen from something from my point of view.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else I can help you with?
I think I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else you would like to talk about?
Maybe if I can come up with that, I can email you. I'm not sure.
Sure. Sure then.
Okay.
So then we'll end this conversation then. So
Okay.
of course, guys, if anybody of you are watching, you can of course email me and we can like schedule a time, and
Mm,
hopefully that process is more smoother than what happened with us, right? Yeah, just
mm,
email me and we can like set up a call like this. Yeah. I'll see you guys in the next episode.
bye.